Hi guys, it's Tara Reid. You're watching Joe and Marie all day, all night. YouTube family.
Let's go!
How you doing, guys?
Hey.
This is going to be a bonus video of we're going to do Huck's Pulp Culture Cafe's A to Z challenge. I can't say it. It's super late right now. But I've been wanting to do this. I've been watching everybody dropping videos, Mid-Level, Miranda, Plaid X2, Bin Buster. Everybody has done one, Convicted Cinephile. So I wanted to jump in and I wanted to join in and do this.
And I happen to like a lot of the ones that he picked. So to save on a super long video, I'm just going to
chime in.
Have a ride.
Yeah, chime in on a lot of these movies. And we're going to start off. There's going to be no bonuses of cheat codes, as he says. It's pretty much you pick one letter of the alphabet and then one number and then one letter of the alphabet A through Z of pretty much your favorite film.
What do you mean by cheat code?
And a cheat code is you could pull a box set.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't want to do cheat codes.
I thought you said, I thought it was going to be runner-up.
No. I can do cheat codes, but with the amount of movies I have,
we'll be here all day.
I didn't really need to do that.
No.
So we're just going to dive into this video and we're going to start going through them.
And one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite films from when I was younger. I love this film. I think it's so funny.
I never saw it till I met him.
And this has Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Dolly Parton in 9 to 5. I love this movie. I used to watch it all the time as a kid. It still holds up to me. It is so funny. It's
fun.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It makes me laugh. It's something I can watch all the time. When it comes to what I picked as my favorite films, I wanted to say it can change from day to day. But this is pretty much what I'm picking now. And I didn't go by my favorite film of all time, but movies that I can watch over and over and over again as my favorite film. So,
that was sealed, but I've watched it twice since.
Yeah, but I went with my favorite film, but something that I watch multiple times. For my A's, I picked Alice, Sweet Alice. This is Brooke Shields' first movie. I love this movie. It is so good. It's a great giallo-style film. I've always enjoyed this film. I showed it to Marie for the first time.
It's good, but I didn't love it.
Yeah, I love this film.
I enjoyed it.
I love the whole suspense in this film. It's just really good to me. I can watch it all the time. These films, pretty much, I could put any of these in right now and start watching them. This, I've always enjoyed this film. It's a foreign film. And again, I've always enjoyed it. This is pretty much the Asian Hunger Games, what started it all, and it is Battle Royale.
I probably like it.
I love Battle Royale. I've always enjoyed this movie. I love watching it all the time. If I'm going to watch it, I'm going to watch it with the dubs in. Not the dubs. I'm going to watch it with the subtitles because with this movie, it's just better if you watch it with the subtitles. So I really, really enjoy this film. I watch it all the time.
I'll have to check it out. This next one I watched recently, actually. I love, love, love this edition.
Yeah, I love this movie. It's a film by Guillermo del Toro. It's literally my favorite film that he's ever done.
And if we had room on this wall for a poster somewhere, that would be the one poster that I would hang up.
Yeah, agreed. This is pretty much, this and Devil's Backbone are pretty close to my favorite films that he's done. But I love this movie, and it is Crimson Peak. I love this movie. It's something I can watch all the time. It's a great love story. I really enjoy it. I have to
The house is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I have to say, if you have not checked that out, check it out. Another movie, it's a very powerful film. It's very good. It's a Spike Lee film. I, again, watched all the time. And I didn't get it as much when I was younger. I just really liked watching it. As I got older and I watched it more and more, I really got the message behind the film. But it was Do the Right Thing.
I should probably do the right thing and watch it.
Yes, it is a fantastic film. I love watching this film. Like I said, I could put it in right now and watch it. Next film, not a movie that a lot of people talk about. Me and Absolute Sublime talk the most about this movie.
I've seen it.
And I really enjoy it. Hopefully one day it gets a Blu-ray release. I know it has an overseas release.
I liked it.
But I love this movie with Michael Fassbender and Kelly Riley. And it's a very good revenge kind of cat and mouse film. And it is Eden Lake. I love watching this movie. Again, a movie I watch all the time. I love it. It's just so good. I've always been a fan of revenge kind of cat and mouse films. It's one of my favorite style films to watch. So I really enjoy watching that. Again,
I need a refresher.
If you haven't seen it, check that one out. A film I saw in theaters, scared the bejesus out of me.
I haven't seen it. It's still.
This one is still brand new factory sealed.
And this was a gift.
Yep. But I love this film. I've seen it many times. I saw it in theaters. I saw it on cable. I love this film. It's based on a true story.
I think I'm kind of scared to watch it.
And it is Fire in the Sky. Again, if you've never seen the film, check it out. I would highly, highly recommend it. I know mid-level wasn't that big of a fan of it, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, this next one's a gem.
Yep. This one is a film I've said on so many live streams. I love this film. I know pretty much.
You're going to get slack.
I know everything about this film. The songs, the dances, you know, pretty much what's coming.
He has to sing when this is on.
Oh, yeah. There's no way in hell I can be quiet when this movie's on.
Every song.
I love this film, and it is Grease 2. I absolutely adore this
Cool
movie.
Rider is my favorite song.
To me, there's not a bad song in this movie, but
I really like this movie.
But I'm a big fan of it. This movie is
not for everybody.
Agreed.
I've
not
seen
for everybody.
it.
I know Horror Punk was not a fan of it.
I know the content.
I know Miranda watched it and she enjoyed it. But this is a 2016 film that is under the radar. It's an Australian film. Mm-hmm. It's the directorial debut of Ben Young, and I literally love this movie. And it is such a great film.
It's put out there for entertainment.
Yep, and this is Hounds of Love. I know people thought I was going to pull Harry Potter, but I didn't. This movie is one that I watch more than I've watched Harry Potter.
I've seen it once.
But I really, really enjoy that film.
Oh, this next one is so good.
This movie, a lot of people with the Scream franchise is what, or The Ring is what, you know, brought horror back for people. This movie was what brought horror back to me. I thought horror was going to be starting to be done right after this. I was totally wrong.
Oopsie.
Because horror is a bunch of jump scares now. But I really liked this movie. I thought the story was great. I thought the premise was great. I decided to show the steelbook. It's still sealed because I have another copy of this. But It Follows. I love this movie. Again, I thought it was a great story and premise.
Brilliantly creepy.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed that film.
Yes. I like the rearview mirror, too.
Like Plaid, this next film, I could put it in anytime, any place. If I actually had cable and this thing was on TV, I would stop dead and I would watch it. I've watched this movie.
Stop dead. I see what you did there.
I watched this movie so many times.
The first one is the best, by the way.
And it is John Wick.
Yeah.
What else can you say besides
It's John Wick.
Yeah.
It's John Wick. Enough said.
This movie, again,
I've been avoiding it like the plague because of the title.
not many people talk about this film. It is an A24 film, so you should know it's going to be a little artsy. But this is a movie with Nicole Kidman and Colin Farrell, and it is Killing of a Sacred Deer.
I fear for Bambi.
I love this movie. I thought it was so well done. The pacing, the dialogue, the ending of this film.
I'm probably completely wrong, too. I don't want to know anything about it.
This movie is so good. This is a movie that you go into blind and just watch it. This movie is fantastic. I don't want to say too much about it. This movie, again, not a movie that a lot of people talk about, but I've always been a fan of this movie. I just watched it recently again.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
And this is Robert Redford, James Gandolfini, and Mark Ruffalo in The Last Castle. I love this film. It's pretty much about James Gandolfini being a warden in a military prison, and Mark Ruffalo and Robert Redford are prisoners there. And it is such a great film, such a great message. I can't say enough. That's all I gotta say about that one. This movie, I went to theaters to see it. Never really saw the trailer. Didn't really know anything about it. I was bored. Me and my friends decided to go to the theater, and we went to go see this movie, and I just
got in the zone.
I was zoned in, and that was it. I didn't give a F. To me, I was the only person in that theater when I saw this, and it was The Matrix. The Matrix. With
I love
Keanu
that.
Reeves,
Start and stop
Carrie
action.
Ann Moss, Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, the whole way that they filmed it with that new way of shooting stuff with the whole wires and everything, it was just
stop start.
Yeah, it was just so good.
Slow-mo.
Yeah. This movie,
Oh, jeez.
I recommend to everybody. I talk about it all the time.
And I love it.
This is by far my favorite romantic film.
It's pretty close to, Sweet Home Alabama for me.
And it has Ryan Gosling, James Garner, and Rachel McAdams, and it is The Notebook. This movie
Getcha.
gets me every time.
I cry.
All the time.
Yep.
I cry just grabbing
it in.
Yeah, or just pulling it off the shelf, and I already feel it. My eyes are already starting to get sweaty. But I love this film.
We have a tiny little poster about this big,
Yeah,
signed.
autographed by the director, but not the director, the writer, Nicholas Sparks. But I love this film.
And I love all of Nicholas Sparks'
It's not a film I can watch all the time because of how emotional that film gets me. But
watch it till the end.
But I watch it all the time.
Oh, it's amazing.
This movie I've always been a huge fan of. I watched it so many times, especially as a kid when it came out.
I've seen some of it.
And this has Kathleen Hepburn, Henry Fonda, and Jane Fonda in On Golden Pond.
My mom has a book.
I love this movie. Pretty much about them as a couple having a lake house on Golden Pond. The problems that they have with their daughter, Jane Fonda, and the kid that shows up that just becomes, pretty much learning life through Henry Fonda. It's just a really, really great film. I can't say enough about it.
Oh, this film, next one I've seen twice.
This film was when I used to live on the lake house. One day this was on demand. I was just flipping through and I just clicked on it. And I started watching this, and again, I wasn't really paying attention. 15 minutes in, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I couldn't stop watching when I first started watching it.
I put my phone down, rewinded it, and started it over. Rewound it. And just started over, and I was glued. My eyes were glued. I've watched this movie so many times. It is a great psychological thriller. It is so good.
I couldn't shut it off when I first.
Yeah,
Put
Jake
it in.
Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, fantastic.
Great job.
And that is Prisoners. I love this film. Again, can't get enough of that film. I have about 12 different cues.
We got a lot of cues.
Yeah, we got a lot of cues. But the one that sticks out to me, I know a lot of people pick Quiet Place, probably mostly because that's the only cue they had. But the movie that I picked is a film that I really enjoy. It's not as good as the original.
I don't know if I've seen it.
You have seen it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's not as good as the original. The original is Wreck 2. That's a foreign release. This is the American remake of Wreck 2, and it is Quarantine. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really well done. Pretty much a lot of it being filmed in dark rooms with flashes of light and you seeing the creatures really freaked me out. I jumped a couple of times.
Yikes.
So I really enjoyed this film. This movie is one of those movies that will actually scare me.
It's scary as hell. Says
yeah.
it on the back.
Scary as hell. But there you go.
But
This
possibly the best horror film this year. Did it come
Yeah.
out in 2020?
No, I wish. This movie is a movie that I used to watch a lot as a kid. To this day, I still love this movie. It has a stacked cast, and it was literally the first soundtrack I ever bought just because Slayer was on it. But this has Crispin Glover.
I did not know that.
Keanu Reeves, Ione Skye, Daniel Rudbrick, Dennis Hopper in River's Edge. And this movie is really good. I enjoy it. Maybe it doesn't hold up for people who watch it now, but me watching this as a kid, still watching it now, I still really enjoyed it. And it's pretty much about one of their friends that got killed and they found the body over by the water. I won't say how they find out and what happens and everything else without ruining the film.
I haven't seen it yet.
But it is a fantastic movie. I had that movie on VHS and now I have it on DVD. One day I'll get the Blu-ray, but I haven't yet.
Cinema Facts comes with
But,
some stuff.
yeah.
That's cool.
I love that film.
I'm intrigued. Oh, this
next one should be, the next two should be easy
The
for
letter
anybody
S.
if they know me.
Singing in the Rain, right?
No. My favorite film of all time. I love this movie. I've probably seen this movie more than anything in my collection.
That's great.
I have multiple editions of this movie.
Yeah.
And this is the Roger and Hammerstein's The Sound of Music. I love this film to death. I try to watch it at least once a year. I haven't watched it in like 2 years. But I love Julie Andrews. I love the story. I love the music. I love the singing and dancing. I love everything. It's a long film. But it is so well,
That's
so
some heart,
powerful.
great story.
It's
Julie Andrews is singing.
It's a fantastic movie. I can't say enough about this whole movie.
It's super calif.
Nope, wrong movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No. For T, if anybody knows what my favorite horror movie is of all time,
Teddy Ruxpin's.
no.
Oh, no.
And it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not a bloody film. It's, it's more suspenseful, kind of thriller.
What happened?
Kind of, it has some horror elements, but it's not really, to me, not a horror film like horror films are now.
And this is sealed because he
I
has
have
other editions.
I have multiple editions. I think I have 5.
And this is his favorite, probably.
Yeah, this is my favorite
Armadillo.
steelbook, but I have even multiple steelbooks of this movie. But I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The whole story with Leatherface, the whole family.
Lizardface, that'd be cool.
No.
No.
But I've always been a big fan of that movie. I can't get enough of it. Another movie, not a lot of people talk about, but it's a great kind of romantic comedy. But I've always been a big fan of it. It's pretty much about two waitresses that work in a diner, and pretty much the person that's washing the dishes is pretty quiet, and they want to know his story, blah, 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 blah. But
I don't remember too much about it.
It's a fantastic movie with Christian Slater, Marissa Tomei, and Rosie Perez, and that is Untamed Heart. Again, love these kind of movies. I've always loved this movie. It's a great romantic film, and it's something that warms the heart. I've always been a fan of it.
This next one I've seen twice.
This movie, I love it. It's one that I've watched so many times. Again, I could watch it right now. And it's just a great film about two people that meet up. He's a wrestler in high school. She's somebody that comes to live with the family for a little while. And it is Vision Quest. I love this movie. He goes on a quest. Yeah, with Matthew Modine and Linda Florentino. I really, really enjoyed this film. It's just so good. I just, again, can't get enough of it. But I really enjoy this film. Again, if you've never seen it, check it out.
Yeah. Oh, this next one.
This next one.
So much fun. It's amazing.
I had to put another musical in because I love my musicals. And this is one that I love. I've seen it so many times.
I love this one too.
And it is fantastic. And this is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
This version.
Oh, yeah. I love this movie.
It's a sweet treat.
Yeah, it is
just watch it.
so good. I can't say enough
Violet,
about
you're turning violet, Violet.
Yeah, pretty much just, the stories about all the kids.
The imagination and the color and the story. And
yeah,
what you
and
see.
just pretty much how rotten every kid is in their own certain way.
And the little boy's dreams come true. And,
yeah, teaching a lesson and everything. I just think it's a fantastic movie. Next one.
Oh, creepy.
I've always enjoyed this TV show. I've
seen quite a bit of them.
I actually own it. And I actually like both movies, but I love one of them. So, and I've seen it a lot, and it is the X-Files, Fight the Future. And it's that one right there. I've always been a big fan of X-Files. I actually like both movies. I think they're really, really well done. They're pretty much just like the TV show. So I've always been a fan of the X-Files. This one.
I've seen one of them. I can't remember.
Next one.
Oh, I love this one.
A movie like this, you wouldn't think because of the story premise that it would hold up. But to me, it still holds up, regardless of things not being like that anymore. And it is Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in You Got Mail.
And this is the special edition with.
Yeah, with Shop Around the Corner. But this movie, with the whole American Online, You Got
dated.
Mail. Yeah, it's very dated. But the story of this film.
And how it plays out.
Yeah,
and how their relationship progresses.
To me, still makes the movie hold up. Just because of how well everything else is done in this movie.
Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks are perfect.
Yeah, that's why they did so many movies together. But the AOL thing is just a small blip on the radar.
That's why they have like Spree and Ride now.
Yeah, all the movie magic that's involved in this film of how great they are.
Unfriended and
yeah. The last film.
Oh, another tearjerker.
Is a very powerful film, and I thought it was so good. And again, I love my based on a true story film.
It's got animals in it.
And this is The Zookeeper's Wife.
Great movie.
Great movie, and it's based about
a
family that is pretty much helping the Jews pretty much not get killed or taken away. Yeah, help them to hide. And they own the zoo. That's all I'll say about it. But it is a fantastic, fantastic movie. If you've never seen this movie, I would say highly
Definitely
check this one out.
Yes.
It is
2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, 2 definite thumbs up.
I loved it.
But that is everything from my A to Z challenge. Like I said,
And numbers.
And one number. I went by films that I can watch all the time. To me, if I could watch it all the time, it has to be my favorite film.
Most of these I agree with.
Yeah, but they are
No
all...
Bambi?
No Bambi.
Bumblebee. I would do Bumblebee.
But I've always been a big fan of these. And like I said, any of these films right now, I could put them in my player, start watching it, and I would be glued to that screen. Because that's how good they are. I would say, again, if you haven't seen any of these, check them out. Because they are fantastic. But thanks a lot, Huck, for doing this challenge. It was fun. Like I said, I was watching everybody doing it, and I was like, I'm so left out. I want to do this too. So I finally got to do it. Again, check out everybody's channels that have done it. Check out Huck's Pop Culture for the one that he did. Like I said, great stuff, and I'm so happy to do this. So until next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.